Welcome to week 4 of supporting young people's health and well-being. Let's recap what we have learnt so far. So in session 1, we looked at thoughts, feelings and behaviours and how these are interconnected. So we looked at labelling unhelpful thinking, the 5-factor model and thought record. In session 2, we looked at understanding our tricky brain and how our perception can impact on our reality, calming our inner critic and the importance of self-compassion, and we identified ideas for self-care. Session 3, we looked at understanding how our brain affects our emotions, feelings and bodily sensations. So we looked at feelings wheel, the emotions thermometer and the body map. This session looks at considering techniques for de-escalation and calming, such as progressive muscle relaxation and breathing techniques. We will also explore tools and techniques in order to create our very own toolkit for supporting families' well-being. Let's take a few minutes to think about this question. How do you de-escalate when you feel a trigger or heightened emotions? We may take on some unhelpful or helpful behaviours. Helpful behaviours often seem difficult to do to begin with, but can help a lot in the long term. Examples of helpful behaviours might be taking a time out, talking things through calmly with each other, or going for a walk or exercise. Unhelpful behaviours may include shouting, screaming, getting really angry, and responding to something too quickly. Unhelpful behaviours often seem easy to do and even make things better in the short term, but in the long term, they can make things much worse. Let's revisit the importance of self-care. Remember, spending time on self-care is extremely important when managing specific areas of stress. Let's take a look at self-care, spice up your life. We've got spiritual, physical, intellectual, creative, and emotional. Are there any here that you already do, or any you feel that you can incorporate into your daily routine or even your weekly routine? Here are some examples of self-care and mental health tips for kids. So let's have a look at our toolkit so far. We've looked at a number of tools to help manage our situation, thoughts, feelings and behaviours. The 5-factor model helps us to understand how our situation is impacted on our thoughts, feelings and behaviours. We've looked at unhelpful thinking styles. So what these are, understanding them and naming them in order to challenge our unhelpful thoughts. We've then looked at a thought record, and by identifying our unhelpful thoughts, challenging these and putting them on trial. By doing this, we can then see a more balanced argument by debating fact or opinion. We can also challenge our unhelpful thoughts by looking at the best, worst and likely outcome. We've looked at a feelings wheel, which helps to build a rich vocabulary to help identify those specific feelings. And the feelings thermometer helps to identify what we can manage on our own or when we might need help. We've also looked at the body map, which helps us understand how our body reacts when anxious and stressed. Then we look at action planning, so building on our toolkit to make stress and anxiety more manageable. We have included 2 videos for you to watch in your own time. The first video talks about how to calm down during a panic attack. In our other video, neuroscientist Dr. Alan Watkins describes a breathing technique that teaches people how to gain conscious control over their underlying physiology. By practicing this simple technique, a person can learn how to decrease their feelings of anxiety to the point where they are able to restore a state of calmness and optimal cognitive function. Breathing exercises has so many benefits, especially when we are feeling stressed, anxious or a heightened state. Breathing helps to relax our mind and body. We are now going to talk through some breathing exercises that you can try at home. Pursed lip breathing is a simple breathing technique that helps us to slow down our pace of breathing by having us apply deliberate effort in each breath. You can practice this breathing at any time. It's good to practice this 4 to 5 times a day when first beginning in order to correctly learn the breathing pattern. Let's go through how you do pursed lip breathing. Firstly, relax your neck and shoulders. Keeping your mouth closed, inhale slowly through your nose for 2 counts. Pucker or purse your lips as though you were going to whistle. Exhale slowly by blowing air through your pursed lips for a count of 4. Flower breathing is also another great technique. If we breathe in as though we are pretending we are smelling a flower, and breathe out as if you are pretending to blow a leaf. The 4-7-8 breathing technique is another activity to help reduce our breathing, reduce our anxiety or stress, and help relax our body and mind. The technique for this goes as follows. Breathe in for 4 seconds through the nose and hold that breath for 7 seconds. Then exhale for 8 seconds through the mouth. Repeat the process for around 5 minutes and try to reduce distractions so you can fully concentrate on your breathing. If the 4-7-8 timings do not work for you, then use whatever timings feel most comfortable. The purpose of this exercise is to slow down and concentrate on breathing calmly, not to fit to the numbers. Mindfulness is another great way to de-escalate our emotions such as anxiety and stress. Calm down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is a lovely technique that can be done anytime and anywhere. If we first focus on 5 things that you can hear, 4 things you can see, 3 things you can touch, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. The acronym STOP is another technique used in mindfulness. S. Stand up and breathe in and out. Feel your connection to the earth. T. Tune into your body. Lower your gaze, scan your body and notice physical sensations, emotions or feelings on the out-breath. Notice any pleasant ones and let them fill you up on the in-breath. O. Observe. Lift your eyes and take in your surroundings. Observe something in your environment that is pleasant and be grateful for it and its beauty. P. Possibility. Ask yourself what is possible, what is new, or what is a forward step. Progressive muscle relaxation is another exercise to help reduce stress and anxiety in our bodies. By slowly tensing and relaxing each muscle, this can provide an immediate feeling of relaxation, but it is important to practice frequently in order to feel the benefits. If you find a nice quiet place to lie down, and then start with tensing slowly the right foot, and then relax. If we then slowly tense the left foot, and then relax, and repeat this process until you reach the forehead. The Insight Timer has lovely music and other meditation to help with this relaxation process further. Relax Kids works off the 7-step method. So we have move, movement and dance, which allow children to express themselves freely. Play, fun games which allow children to interact, share and communicate. Stretch, stretching and breathing exercises to help build self-awareness and restore calm to the nervous system. Feel, peer massage and encouraging children to interact in a kind way to each other. Breathe, learning to breathe to help regulate our physiology. Believe, positive affirmations to develop a strong sense of self-worth and confidence. And relax, relaxations and visualizations, which allow the children to explore their imagination. So what next? Action planning is a great way to look forward and plan the next steps. Also, by creating our toolkit to look at what tools we find most helpful. Identify what situation is stressful or brings heightened emotions. Then understand what can be changed in that situation, as sometimes there are things that are out with our control. Set a clear goal that is specific to you, but also measurable. Scale how you feel before and after the situation. Did you notice anything different? Identify strategies around the situation and the goal you are trying to achieve. Is there anything in particular that helps? Reviewing the feeling scales is important to help identify small steps of improvement. Remember, it doesn't happen overnight, and to praise yourself for the smallest steps. The Little Book for Health and Wellbeing Action Planning lays out these steps in order for you to keep track of. Thank you for listening to this session. Remember to keep practicing all the tools and techniques we have discussed over these past few sessions, and use your toolkit that you have made when necessary. If you have any other questions, please email us on familylearningteam@north-ayrshire.gov.uk.